So I cried 3 times, but I already want to see it again. Welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content as well as movie reviews on this channel every week. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free, and I will leave a playlist of my recent reviews linked up above in case you are not a Marvel fan and are looking for something else to watch this week. I will also at some point leave my Marvel movies playlist as well, because I have reviewed most of the Marvel films that have come out at some point. So Spider-Man. Yes, I cried 3 times. It's one of those where, you know, you see the trailer for it, and I didn't actually end up seeing that many trailers for it, but you see the trailer for it and you're like hyped to go and see it and hyped to go and see it. And funnily enough, we actually like literally walked past the premiere of it happening in Leicester Square. So I saw it the day after it came out on Thursday. And yeah, I'm already looking forward to seeing it again, because, you know, with a new Marvel film that you watch and your first impression is very much like just like surface level, and then when you watch it for a second time, especially when you're watching in like that cinema setting where you've got like lack of disturbance and, you know, you're completely focused on that, your other senses, all your senses are absorbed with that. You're not thinking about like what's going on in the kitchen or who's talking to you or what have you. You watch it that second time and you just get other stuff out of it. You like see things from different perspective, you notice things you didn't notice before. So this is just my review after a first watch, but I do know that I'm going to go and watch this one again. So yes, it was a bit of a slow start, I'm not gonna lie. I sat there and I was a little bit worried. Oh my goodness, am I not gonna like this film? And then kind of things started happening, and it does sort of follow a 3-act structure like films do. However, the first little bit and the last little bit felt like their own thing. And then this like central third, which wouldn't be a third because it's not even, but the central third felt like it had a 3-act structure. So it was almost like it had like a cold open and a little tag on the end, because the first bit did feel kind of slow and did feel just like very like dark and somber in a way. There are some like amazing character cameos in here, some of which you see from the trailer, some of which you don't, so I'm not going to talk about those in this video because spoilers. But I enjoyed the character cameos. There are 1 or 2 characters I expected to make a cameo that didn't. And yeah, I'm just kind of like, let me know in the comments if you've seen it, if you kind of feel the same way. There was just 1 or 2 characters that I was like, oh, surely they'll pop up. But it was really, really nice having kind of reflecting back on the other Tom Holland Spider-Man films, and you're like, you've sort of seen him go from like being in high school to being where he is now, like essentially, like if he was university terms, he'd be like a postgraduate. He's an adult, and you know, the character and the things he's doing and kind of like the moral dilemmas he's having reflect that as well. And I think they did a really, really good job. This is like totally the teacher in me talking. I think they did a really, really good job of showing that he's not that child that relies on asking Tony Stark for every answer now, and he's, you know, making his own decisions, because he is literally out there in the world on his own. And that's very much the way that the sort of film starts as well. It did really make me want to sit and kind of binge watch all of them together. So I'm like, can I find a day where I can watch the other Spider-Man films and then go and watch this one in the cinema? I'm working on that. But yeah, I thought they did a really good like character evolution. And then in terms of the other like Spider-Man traditional characters, like Ned and MJ, again, they get their own kind of evolution in this as well, which again, you see from the trailer. But yeah, there are just some really, really beautiful emotional moments, and Tom Holland does that like introduction thing before the film starts, and he talks about the fact that, you know, they're quite proud of the fact that they've got these emotional scenes in there as well, which I think that they clearly did really well, because I was sat on my own in the cinema just crying. but it wasn't, they weren't pandering. They weren't put in there to be like, oh, let's make everyone cry now. There was some nice like moments from the past and reflections on the future, and I thought that they did that really well. In terms of the actual like sort of action storyline of like who we're trying to catch and the bad guys versus the good guys, Initially, I thought, oh, this is going to be a bit like, it's a bit complex, it's a bit layered. But actually, when things kind of start to resolve yourself, you realise that it isn't, and it's quite straightforward and simple and really fitting with that overarching arc of like coming of age Spider-Man, and the things that he has to deal with and the people that he has to protect. I think that kind of arc went really nicely as well. It's really nice that they kind of like stick to the New York setting and his kind of his own background and staying true to his roots, even though like some of it was filmed in Glasgow, as we know, and they thank Glasgow at the end. And so I think that was a nice aspect of it for me too. I like the overarching coming of age storyline. I thought the like good versus evil storyline was good. I enjoyed the character cameos, even though I thought there could have been one or two others that might have popped up, and I liked the kind of new characters that we got to see as well, and I liked where it sits in the Marvel cinematic universe. I like that. And that's all I'm saying about that without giving away any spoilers. It's really quite hard to talk about this film without spoilers. I did not realise. But yeah, overall I liked it. I will be going back to watch it again. I probably will cry again, and it makes me want to watch the other Spider-Man films too. And it makes me really excited for Avengers Doomsday, and saw a trailer for that beforehand, and I'm very excited for that now. Yes. So should you pay your cinema going money to go and see this one? I think that if you're kind of looking for an all-rounder film, whether you're a Marvel fan or not, I think it gives you like a good all-rounder, a bit of everything. I laughed, I cried, I gasped, I was worried, there was action. It was the whole package. And as I said at the beginning, I think watching this film without the disturbances of like watching it on streaming at home or kind of seeing it in parts was really required for this film, so that you could go on that journey with him. And so I think it's definitely worth going and seeing this one in the big screen. I saw it in iSense. I don't know if it's going to come out in IMAX because it's competing with the Odyssey, and the Odyssey is just taking all the IMAX screens at the minute. So we shall see if I get to see it in another format, but I'm definitely going to watch it again either way. As always, if there is a particular movie you would like me to watch this week and bring my thoughts back to you here next week, do let me know in comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future movie reviews. And I will see you with my next video. Thanks for watching.